Hi, and welcome to the more 5-minute St. Louis real estate market update for March 2019. I'm Dennis Norman, one of the broker owners at More Realtors, and if you'll give me about 5 minutes of your time, I'll bring you up to date on what's happening in the St. Louis real estate market. However, before I jump into that, let me remind you that we are not just the source for St. Louis home prices, sales, and market data. That in fact, we are one of St. Louis's premier real estate companies with some of St. Louis's best and most professional real estate agents here ready to help you. Also, before I jump into the data, let me invite you to obtain St. Louis's best real estate search app. It's free, it's fantastic. Yes, I said best, it's better than Zillow's app. Don't believe me? Check it out. Go to stlhomesearchapp.com, stlhomesearchapp.com. It has great features, map search. It'll show you everything for sale around you, let you search sold homes as well. You can get complete data straight from the MLS. Data on all the listings. You can draw maps with your finger. You can request showing appointments, whatever you want to do. And it's also tied to your account on St. Louis Real Estate Search. Just a great app. Also, I might add the app, like our site, stlouisrealestatesearch.com, is updated straight from the regional MLS that services the realtors in the St. Louis area and surrounding areas. It's updated straight from the MLS. We're updated every 5 minutes. There is no website or app in the world that I'm aware of that shows data from the St. Louis MLS that updates any more frequently than 5 minutes. Plus, we won't waste your time by showing you listings in your search results that already have a contract on them. Most of the big national sites, or all of them as far as I do, and it just wastes your time showing you stuff you can't have. So I invite you to get that. First thing I'm going to show you is a chart for the St. Louis metro area as a whole. So this is the 9 counties on the Missouri side of the Mississippi, as well as the 8 counties on the Illinois side of the Mississippi that make up the St. Louis metro area. I might add, before I go on, all the charts, the reports, everything I'm going to show you is from proprietary software that we have actually created at More Realtors. We've created it. We've got years of time and thousands of dollars and a lot of effort in this. We've done this. Everything's based upon data from the MLS, which is the most accurate source of pricing and sales data. We've went through all this effort and expense to create these products because we understand the importance of having good and accurate data and also having it presented to our agents and their clients in a way that it can be useful and beneficial. So that's why we do it. We know it's important. This first chart, again, is for the metro area, and you can see it charts for the last 25 months, home prices and sales. For the metro area, you can see it does a great job of illustrating the peak in prices in the spring and early summer, as well as the valley in prices during the winter. If we look at the most recent full month, which was February 2019, the median price was $174, and there was 1,647 sales. Go back a year ago, prices were a little bit higher. February a year ago, it was $177, and there were a few more sales, 1,673. And if we go back 2 years ago, prices were quite a bit lower, $159.9. But there were a few more sales, 1,679. Now, for the remaining charts I'm going to show you, I'm going to zoom in on what we call the St. Louis County core market, which is the 5-county core, which is comprised of the city of St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Jefferson County, and Franklin County. This is something else you won't see anywhere else. It's a year-to-date home sales chart for the past 5 years. So even though we're just a couple of full months into the new year, it's a way of seeing what the trend's looking like thus far. So you can see year-to-date sales for the 5-county market so far is 2,894 sales, and that's down almost 4% from the same time last year. So we're starting off a little slower. This is what I've been projecting, that sales will go a little slower this year. It's going to take a little longer to sell, but in the end, we'll probably end up around the same number of sales as we did last year. You can also see I drew a line all the way going back 4 years ago. And the rate we're at this year is 12.5% higher than the same time 4 years ago. So that's a positive. This next chart shows the in purple on top, the sold price per foot, and price per foot's a great way to do an apples and apples comparison. The dark line on bottom shows the days on market, how long it took for those homes to sell. This is going back 5 years as well, and I've drawn a red vertical line for a year ago just to give you a comparison. And you can see the trend on that purple line on the top. While we get the seasonality, the bumps and valleys, or peaks and valleys, you can see the trend has been upward. The days on market trend has been downward, although it's a little more flat. I just drew a line there to show you over the last 4 years what's happened with days on market. It has declined. We're a little lower now than we were this time 4 years ago. But when you look in between here, you can see days on market has grown from where it was at the same time the prior 2 years. So like I just said, it's probably going to take longer to sell your home this year. It's going to take more effort on the listing agent, more reason why you need to make sure you get a good listing agent. But it's still good. Let me draw a line here for the prices, and you can see over that same time period, the price line trend is the opposite of the days on market at a little more increased rate. So prices have steadily gone up, which is what we expect, and the days on market has come down, and now they're starting to rise a little bit. Nothing to be alarmed with, just to be aware of. Here's something else that's proprietary for us, our STL market reports. These are great reports to really get your head around the market. A lot of what the local media and national media reports is just a year-over-year comparison of the month. So they do, like I just did, or on that a couple of slides ago, where you look at 1 month versus a year ago that month. This looks at the most recent 12-month period, and which is a much better way to do it. Then it compares that most recent 12-month period with the prior 12-month period. So it takes out the seasonality and really gives you a better look. So with that in mind, you can see up here at the top, the most recent 12-month period, which ended the end of last month, February, compared to the prior 12-month period. Sales for this 5-county core were down about 2%, while prices were up 4.79%. And if we go down to the bottom row there, you can see the month's supply is currently 2.76 months. So still low supply, still a seller's market from that standpoint. A balanced market would be about 6 months supply. You can see the median days on market 70 days. That's higher than we've seen before. So again, they're staying on the market a little longer, but we're also just coming out of winter too, a slower season. Speaking of months supply, here is our table showing our month's supply currently by county. And you can see over in the right column, none of the counties that we're covering are even close to that 6 month balanced market. They're all beneath it, so they're all in a seller's market based upon the supply, and with the highest being Franklin County at about 3.79 months, and the lowest being St. Louis City at 2.34. Here's our price per foot trend by county. Again, price per foot is a great way to look at it. This trend table here not only shows you the trend, you can see several places they're trending upward, some places are trending downward. The big red arrows show St. Charles County and Jefferson County trending downward at pretty good rates. But the other thing this table is good for is it'll give you a quick comparison between counties if you're trying to are considering which county to locate in, or where you might find the best value. You can see what the comparison is. For example, in St. Charles County, the price per foot for homes sold the most recent month was $134, while Franklin County's $117. So just a good way to kind of compare the counties too. All right, let's talk about the top sellers markets. Here's the top 10 list. Are the 10 best sellers markets based upon month supply. A lot of it has to do with supply and demand, right? And if there's assuming there's some demand when you don't have much supply, that makes it kind of tough on the buyers, but good for the sellers. And you can see on this list, the first 7 on the list literally have a 0 month supply because they don't have any current listings that aren't under contract. And then the highest one on the list has a half a month supply. So these are all areas selling very well right now. Here's our top buyers markets, and you might ask, well, why are you not showing 10 of those on your top 10 list? You only got 7. Well, in the entire metro area, there's only 7 buyers markets based upon the month supply, and how we're determining that are markets with over 6 months supply. And you can see everything from St. Paul with about a 2-year supply down to Wildwood with about a little over 7-month supply. All right. Hey, when you're thinking real estate and you're searching for real estate, or you're looking for homes to buy, or you want to know what they're selling for, go to St. Louis's best home search site, stlouisrealestatesearch.com. That's stlouisrealestatesearch.com. This site, our site, is so synonymous with real estate in St. Louis and searching real estate in St. Louis that it is trademarked, that St. Louis Real Estate Search is our brand. It's a registered trademark for us. So it is, that's just, again, you think real estate in St. Louis, that's what you're going to think, St. Louis Real Estate Search. And here's some of the other great features about this. See up here at the top, there's an 800 number that's actually answered by real live real estate agents right here in St. Louis. So yes, you could pick up the phone and talk to someone, and not just someone, but in a call center that doesn't know what you're talking about, but one of our great agents that will be happy to help you. If you prefer, you can also hit us up on live chat. The live chat, once again, is manned by yours truly here an awful lot, but it'll be answered by either myself or one of our agents, again, right here in St. Louis, ready to help you. And, I often call it St. Louis's favorite real estate search site, St. Louis's best real estate search site. Check it out. Google St. Louis's favorite real estate search site. And once you skip the ads that pay to be at the top, you'll see right there we are. St. Louis's best real estate search site. There we are. And also, you want to find your home's value online in under a minute, go to stlouishouseprices.com. stlouishouseprices.com. You can stick your address on there, or your neighbor's address, your ex-spouse, whatever, and check out a home value. We also happen to have St. Louis's favorite open house site, stlouisopenhouses.com. stlouisopenhouses.com. It's got all the upcoming open houses for the weekend. In addition to that, we have some custom open house reports you can find nowhere else. You go to stlopenhousereport.com, stlopenhousereport.com. It'll show you everything coming up from the MLS that has an open house. It's conveniently arranged in order by the open houses that are going to occur the soonest. And we can do these, we can really customize these for you. Our agents can break this down or drill it down to whatever you want. Maybe you're looking for just atrium ranches on golf courses. Well, we can actually produce an open house report or a buyer's report, all sorts of things like that to save you a ton of time and just put your hands on the information you want. Also, this can be printed out, makes for a great little tour guide sheet that day. And there you go. Appreciate you being here. Remember, we're more realtors. You can reach us at 833-383-MORE, and we're here ready to help you. So until next month, thank you. God bless you.